Okay, so this is going to be a short video tutorial on how to set up iTunes without a credit card. So go to a Mac or PC that has iTunes already installed. If you need instructions on how to install it, I've included those in the written version on the module page. So when you launch iTunes, this is one of the latest versions of iTunes. You'll probably have maybe a different version on your own computer, but you're going to want to make sure to look for the same things. And when this opens, you're going to look for the iTunes Store. On the newer version, it's over here. In the old version, I think it's on the left. But once you get there, you're going to want to get to the sign-in page, and you're going to choose Create Apple ID. So the tricky thing here is that we're setting up iTunes accounts for students, so we're going to call them your family iTunes account if you're under 13, and an individual account if you're over 13, because Apple has an age restriction. So hit Continue, and agree to the terms. Advance to the next page, hit Agree. Here's where you're going to put in some information. Pay close attention to, you're going to use your school email here, and that you either know as a returning student, or if you're brand new, that will have been included in some information to you already. Typically it's your first initial, last name, year of graduation at shschools.org. You're going to set up a password that's the same to you as your Sacred Heart username password. And pay close attention to these questions. You're going to have to set these up and remember the answers to them, because Apple will ask you whenever you're going to purchase a book for the first time or make changes to your account. Ignore optional rescue email. And here's important, put in your birth date. If you're over 13, you put in your accurate birth date. If you are under, you have to have your parents fill this out, because in a sense this is going to be their iTunes account associated with your school email, because you're not old enough. And then you're going to remove these checks so you don't get this kind of email coming into your box. So I'm going to pause here for a second and fill this out. Okay, so once you go ahead and go to the next step, they'll let you know whether or not things are right. So you might have to adjust that. Be careful of your typing, because clearly when you answer these questions, they're going to remember the answer that you put in typed wrong or not. So be careful. Capitalization as well. If everything goes in correctly, and I'm going to have to change this because it's already associated with an account that I have. You should be able to advance to the billing page. There we go. And this is the tricky part. Here's where parents are going to put in their billing information, the address, and you're not going to fill out the payment credit card information, but you will be forced to put in the redemption code for an iTunes account card. We recommend that you use this instead of a credit card, so that there's a finite amount of money on there, and you won't overdraw on a Visa account. We recommend $15 at all times on there, just so kids can pick up apps and books. Once that information's in there, you'll notice that when you hit Create Apple ID, it'll force you back to this credit card with red around the edge of it. But what will happen is after you put in that code, there'll be a little thing up here that says None with a button that you can choose. When you click on that, and if you have a redemption code in here, and you hit Create Apple ID, it will accept it. And so that's pretty much the method of doing it. There's some alternatives on YouTube that you can actually go in and get a free app and then go through this process. And once you choose a free app, but you're going to need an iOS device for that, and you can do that on your own iPad or an iPhone. But since we're probably going to be giving you these iPads after school starts, we need to get you to do this on a computer. So those are the instructions. Let me know if you have any questions. mtaverna@shschools.org.